What do you and all of our subscribers have in common? We all love a good physical release, especially for our favorite system, the Nintendo Switch. Our import reviews have made that loud and clear. You love to know what you can get your hands on, literally. And with so many releases flying at you, it can be tough to keep up with what's getting released on a cartridge